Who you got on call?
We got Charlie 5 out with a subject on 207.
This is Charlie 5. I'm 10-4. I don't know who that was.
Chesterfield County 911.
Yes, ma'am. There are gunshots right here in my neighborhood just going off down by the high school.
About how many shots did you hear?
It was like back to back. It was like bam, 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 bam. Then it stopped. It was like, it was just in a sequence.
Chesterfield County 911.
We've got somebody outside. Sounds like they're shooting right around the TNT store. I mean, it's very rapid fire. There's been about 5 sets of them. Oh, it looks like there's a policeman over there now, so.
There's a policeman over there where the shots were fired?
Yeah.
About how many shots did you hear?
About 5 sets of maybe 7 or 8, something like that. There was at least 40.
Pulling out of my yard that night, it was about maybe at this time 5 after 11.
Jerriell Wright was doing what he did most nights, enforcing traffic laws in McBee. But his decision to work a few more overtime hours this night, last September, nearly ended his life.
Everything felt normal. Even when I turned around and put my lights on them, it was, you shouldn't, but I was treating it as a routine stop.
Wright was working his beat, patrolling Highway 151, where the speed dips from 60 miles an hour on one end to 25 in the center of town.
That was basically my route. As I was coming down, I would turn right there, or sometimes I would go as far as right there at Family Dollar and turn around.
He patrolled the 1 square mile town relentlessly until he set his sights on 27-year-old Alston Maudlin.
Just like that car passing there, we met about right here before A Street is where I turned around and put the lights on it. A 52 and a 25. And you can see the 35 right there. I was speeding up behind him and I saw him turn the signal on, so I went ahead and hit my brakes. And that's where I was expecting him to pull over right here where the buses are, and he didn't. So that kind of raised the red flag.
The traffic stop happened right behind McBee High School. Luckily, it was in the middle of the night.
I had the radio, I had it clipped to my vest, and I didn't call dispatch yet because I was assuming I was about to get in a foot chase the way he just let off his brakes and sped up. That's when I reached over, undid my seatbelt, threw it in park, and before I could even attempt to open the door, first bullets come flying through the windshield.
Jerriell Wright was on the business end of a high-powered rifle and a shooter aiming to kill him.
I got down in the floorboard with my back facing that way as far as I could, and I was kind of leaning over in the seat. I had my hands over my head like that, and then, the thought popped in my head, okay, if a bullet comes through, it'll go right through your hand, through your head. So I grabbed my vest and I pulled it as far over my head as I could get it. I still didn't think that was enough. I just really laid there and waited for it to be over. At some point, I gave up and just kind of leaned further on the seat, and I didn't think I was going to make it out. I really didn't. It's like he was never going to stop shooting. I heard him change clips with the rifle and unload another, and then he switched to the 9mm when he stood by my driver's side window and emptied a clip into the headrest. I could hear all of that.
There is no video of any of this. Wright says he was the McBee Police Force's top ticket producer and says the town wanted him on the road so badly his new patrol car didn't have a dash camera installed yet, and his body camera wasn't yet connected to his blue lights, which means the body cam never auto-activated. Even though dispatchers heard the officer scream for help, no one in the 911 center knew he had anyone pulled over or where he was.
McBee units, are you 10-4? 85, are you 10-4?
Somebody call his phone number, whoever 85 is, call her phone.
10-4.
That's Jerriell Wright, 85.
10-4, we've had gunshots in the area, 11th Street, eastbound Avenue area.
In Patrick, is inbound Patrick, everybody shoot towards McBee. Somebody was hollering on the radio that McBee again was dealing with somebody's shots fired, and then somebody got to holler on the radio.
It took 11 minutes for the first officer to get to Jerriell Wright.
Be advised, we did get a crash detection from 8 Bob's phone.
During the shooting, a bullet hit Wright's cell phone, activating a crash alert. That alert hit dispatch and Jerriell Wright's family.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. At the tone, please record your message.
Camera. Chill out.
His family also heard the shots. When the alert went off, his son jumped on the phone and called his father. The call went straight to voicemail. His son never hung up.
Slow down.
This voicemail captured the family's frantic rush to find their father. Jerriell Wright was still squeezed into the floorboard.
And I just laid down, waited to die.
You said you were waiting for it to be over. You don't mean for the shots to stop?
I was not waiting for the shots to stop. I was waiting to die. I kept asking myself, when is the moment going to happen when I know nothing? When I get hit, when all the life is out of my body. That's what I was waiting for. I wasn't waiting for the shots to stop. I did not think I was going to make it out.
You think about those 2 kids and your wife back home?
That thought haunts me. I thought that I would never see them again. I thought that whenever they did see me, it was either in a body bag being removed from the car or on a table in the morgue.
You had time to think of that?
I thought about all of that.
Wright does remember just how quiet it was after Alston Modelin's 62 shots ended.
What was the first thing you heard?
The car door opened, and I can't even describe the feeling because at first, when I heard it open, I thought it was him going to finish me off. But it was my son, and he yelled out, "Dad, no. Dad, no." I was laying there motionless, covered in blood. Why would you not think that I was dead? My son runs one way and collapses, and my daughter runs the other and collapses.
The voicemail recording captured the family's horror when his children got to the patrol car. Wright was balled up in the floorboard with blood pouring from the back of his head. His children's screams lasted for more than a minute.
I look up. My wife is there looking at me.
She jerked me out, and I'm standing up and I'm looking around and making sure his truck is not there anymore. And I kind of felt relief, and then it went away because just because his truck was not there doesn't mean he wasn't somewhere else.
I remember finally getting my kids' attention and them seeing me up and walking, letting them know that I'm here. I'm still here.
The bullet holes in Wright's patrol car show the shooter's path. He first fired into the driver's side windshield, circled the Charger, firing as he stepped. Nearly every shot aimed right for the spot where Officer Wright's head should have been. The car might tell what happened, but it doesn't explain how Jerriell Wright survived this.
I was hit 4 or 5 times out of 62 rounds. He was a bad shot. I was lucky as hell, one or the other.
Wright says he truly would have rather died if it meant his family wouldn't have to live with what they saw that night.
I could live easier with the fact that I was shot than what they had to see.
How's that?
They're scarred for life. If other law enforcement were there before them and I was able to get out of that car, then they saw me, yes, that's still bad because I was still, but they would have known. Dad's okay, husband's okay. But for them to get there and to see me motionless, thinking I was dead, that is terrible. And you can't take that back. that's going to be with them for the rest of their lives. If they live to be 150, they will never forget that.
Wright doesn't know how long the shooting lasted, but it took the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division about 10 hours to issue a blue alert, an alert putting the public and other law enforcement on notice that an armed and dangerous attempted cop killer was on the loose. SLED sent the alert as cops were in a shootout with Maudlin in nearby Lee County. He fired into this Lee County deputy's patrol unit, setting it on fire. A police dog named Mika burned to death inside. In Alston Maudlin, investigators say he ran into this cornfield, put a gun to his head, and took his own life.
This is where a bullet come in, one of the first ones that come in the windshield.
Although Jerriell Wright survived the shooting, he did not make it out unscathed.
That grazed me, I think, right here.
He was hit at least 4 times, not counting the mental injuries he and his family continue living with, or what he calls the hell he lived with since the shooting, from the people he says promised to take care of him. Coming next week in this Queen City News investigation.
My goal every day was to write as many tickets as I can, because that's what I was told to do, basically. So if you go out and write 30, they want 40. If you go out and write 40, 50. One day I wrote 67. Then the next day you can get 70 today.
Is that what he would say to you?
Yes, 93 tickets in a 3-day period. Pretty good if you ask me.
Is this about public safety in McBee, or is it policing for profit?
When you can get 10 a day, that's what we want.
Does that not sound like a quota to you?
It definitely sounds like one to me, yes.
Did you ever have a conversation of, man, are you ready? 60 plus times shot out, are you mentally ready? Did you ever have that conversation to try to understand and maybe step back for a minute and say, man, how would I feel if I were him?
When our Officer Down investigation continues next week on Queen City News.